What's going on, everyone? So, different video today. Been wanting to do stuff for the toy photography. Basically what I use, this is going to be a Gear One towards lights. These are all the lights that I have and that I use, different times, different uses. I'll go through them. Some are affordable, some are a little more expensive, but have better options or can be controlled by the app. So that's what this video is going to be about. And then, so there's light, and then I'm going to do a video on lighting. And then from there, we'll branch out, hoping to have some people on to go over things like Photoshop edits, something that they find they use every day that they could share in like 10, 15 minutes, 30 minutes or so. And we'll see where this goes. So, like I said, tonight is going to be about lights. So this light, this was the first light. I have two of these. This was the first light that I picked up when I started doing toy photography. This is a Ulanzi L1 Pro. I think you can still get similar lights, if not these lights. USB charged. Everything here is rechargeable, of course, for the stand. And this is just a white light. So you can see there. And it has different, there's 1, 2, 3 brightnesses, 4, and that's it. This also comes with these color squares. There's quite a few of them. You have a lot of options here. This did have a little plastic piece that would go on it. I found it really hard to get off and on. One of them broke, and the one that I still have, I don't even know what I did with it. But basically the square used to plug into that plastic piece, and then you would snap the plastic piece on, and it would just be a pain in the neck to try to pop off. So I just found it easier to just place the light like that if I'm using it. Most times, you know, even if you're gonna put it like that, it was easier. Never really use these on a stand or anything like that, and if I did, it was usually just a white light anyway. So I'll have the links for all these in the description if you want to check them out. So still have these, the very first light that I've ever used. Still find it useful, just not as frequent, of course. This right here was the second light that I picked up after the Ulanzi, the LumiCube LumiPanel RGB. So hold the button to power it on. Has different options. Most of these have different options: brightness, temperature. Could go all the way up to 5600, down to 32. Could change the colors. And then you have your effects, like most of these lights do. And then a strobe. You can see it in the back there. I don't want to shine it directly at the camera. This was a little more expensive. I had the previous one. This was the second one, actually. The one I had prior to this one, that broke. I had issues with it, and I ended up returning it, and then I got this one. This I've had for quite a few years now, as well as these other lights right here, and I've never had any issues with this. These lights are controlled manually right here with your hands, whereas something like this I think was my third light that I picked up. This is a LumiCube as well. This can be controlled with the LumiCube app. So when you're lighting up a scene and you want to take a break or readjust something, you could just control the app and turn them all off. I'm using my phone to record this, so I can't really show the app, but it is useful. Same options, the level of brightness, the temperature. This one goes down to 3000. That one went down to 32. This one goes up to 57. And then you can change the colors as well. But the nice thing about this, like I said, same options as far as scenery and all that. But again, you can make all this, change all of these in the app, which is really useful when you have a setup. So that's the third light. And then this light right here comes in a set, comes in a case. It's a LumiCube. These can be controlled by the app as well. The LCV2, I don't know if that's the actual name, probably. So just power it on. Control the brightness through the app. There's nothing to change any color on this one. This is just a light. You can see brightness. This is just a white light, but it does have these options. Let me turn this off. It does have these color options. So you get these squares, magnetic, a warm level, just clips right on top, and then you have your different color light. So just magnetic. You have diffusers, so you have a strong and a light one. Then you have a couple of gobos. There's a square one here. Honeycomb, these are honeycomb. And then this one. Then you have your colors. They're magnetic, they're not too difficult to get off. You just gotta go from the side here, right here, and then you can clip it off. You have yellow, red, blue, and green. You also get this dome, I don't know what this is really called, diffuser. Then you also get a set of barn doors. This is a set of 2 that I picked up, and it comes in a case, like I was saying. So barn doors lets you control the light, where you can shine it, how much light is going to shine out. And then you also get a snoot. Now sometimes this is still too open for me. I end up putting tape on here and just punching a hole in it. Sometimes I just like to light a real small area. I've done that a couple times, so pretty useful. These are, I don't know, maybe 3 years old, and still all these batteries, I haven't had any issues with them. I don't know how long they last at full power, but it's very rare that I use them on full power, full brightness. So that is those. Now this light is a newer one, since last year, I guess. This is by Zion. I think that's how you call it. Zhiyun USA. They actually sent me this light. I did a collab with them. I use this quite a bit, but I just want a simple light, and I don't want to have to open up the app or anything like that. I end up using this. I think the controls on this are a lot easier if you don't have the app ready to go. And just to turn on and off, I don't know. Sometimes the app's a pain in the neck if I'm using it for other things, in my phone for other things. So this has this diffuser over it. Turn it on, you hold this, then you turn this, and now you have your light on. The thing I do like about this is the warmth goes down to 2500, whereas these other ones, they were only doing 32 and what was it, 35? And then you can go up to 10,000, which is really nice. Again, these other lights do not have that range of warmth, so that's why I like this light. And then you have your options as well. You push this button, changes. You can change the hue. This is all manual once you have the light on saturation, RGB, and then you have different options: lightning, explosion, welding. I think I used the lightning once when I did a video. Otherwise, I never really use any of these options. And that's it. That's that light. And then this is a newer one, which is really useful. I ended up using this a lot. This is another Ulanzi, the iLight. I picked these up during a Black Friday sale. I got 2 of them. I think it was 2 for 20 bucks. This is all manual as well. So power it on. This one goes down to 2500 as well. And then it goes up to, I'm not quite sure actually. Looks like 9K. So this one goes up to 9K. Then the brightness, you hit this M, you can change the brightness. And then you hit the power to change the mood. Now you have your hue and saturation. And now you have your options like candle, strobe, whatnot. So USB-C, chargeable, another useful light, and it's magnetic. This back is magnetic. You just stick it right on something metal. And all of these lights have some kind of option that, of course, I'm sure everyone knows. If you're paying attention to this, you probably know already that you can screw them all onto a, and this is magnetic as well, you can screw them all onto a stand. This is a new light that I just picked up a couple of months ago. This is a small rig. Now this light right here, as part of this video, I am going to actually do a giveaway. I'll have more about that at the end of this video. So this just has a couple options. You hold that button, you turn it, now it's on. You can go make this circle smaller. This essentially is like a flashlight. I like this a lot because of the way I take my pictures. I do a lot of window shots, and this has this filter and gobo, and then you can see on my page I have a few pictures and reels how this works. So I like the gobo, the window gobo. You have a lot of options with these filters. So the filter just pops right out, and then you can put the next one in. So in this one, you have this white, you have red, blue, and then a different warmth. I'll turn that off there, and then I'll go through the filters here. So you have like a window. I think of this like a window. I mean, I don't really know what these are actually called, but I use it as a window, and blinds, circles. No idea. I've used this a couple times. Some of these I just don't know what they would actually be called. I guess I could show you better like this. Heart, half circle, square, I don't know, small hole, triangle. I use this as a window as well. I've used this a few times. Checkerboard. They have a pretty cool reel on their page on how to use the checkerboard, and they play a game of checkers with the light on. Saturn, window, then another circle, hole, whatever you want to call it. I use this quite frequently now. It's like my main light when I start doing my shots. Again, I have a unique way of doing photography, toy photography, and I do window shots quite often. And this I end up using quite often with that. So now some different lights. These are just, they have, what are this, the 3200 light? I don't know the batteries, but basically just a twist and turn on. These small lights do come in quite handy if you want to backlit something, or maybe you need some extra light somewhere. They also fit really well under explosions. Just turn them on, put the explosion over it, and you don't have to worry about using any of these other lights, and they're nice and small. So these are from Amazon. I have this one as well. I think they come in a package of 6 with the batteries. So these I ended up getting because they have a remote control on it. Turn that light on, and then you have all these different options for dimness, brightness, colors. These work really well under the explosions, because then if you set up your shot with the explosions, you know that you don't want to have to worry about turning these lights on and off. And since these fit nice and small under those explosions, you could just turn them on or off, and you don't have to ever move the explosion. These lights as well, these are small batteries inside. Just turn it if I have one that works. And again, you could use these. I took a recent shot where I put this in on a billboard. So different use cases for all these smaller lights, but they do work pretty well to have them. May just want to light something up, or make it look like there's some lights in the background. I don't know, different things. This one as well is just a white light. You just turn that switch over, and then you have your light. I don't use these that often since I got these. These work a lot better. And then I have this moon. I use this quite often, not only for the moon, but it also lights up pretty nicely. Again, you have all your colors, but it looks great in the background. I don't have a way of mounting it on anything. I've often thought about finding some way to mount it, but for me, sometimes I just end up putting it on something. So maybe I'll have this water bottle here, and then I'll take the top off, and then I'll set it on top of the water bottle and turn it on, and it's usually enough for the scene. It looks really good in the background. They have larger ones as well, and smaller ones. I picked this up off of Amazon. And I've also used this while you see the white, but when you turn it on, sometimes if you adjust your camera, you get a nice blue hue, and then it just looks like a moon, actually, an actual moon. And you can do some light painting with it. It's a soft white light. Obviously, you could do that with any of these lights. I don't know. Sometimes I just find this a lot better. And let me see if I can turn this off, give you a better look at this. So I like it. For an actual moon in pictures, I think it works fantastic. And then I got this beast of a light. So this is longer than the camera. 1 second. So there we go. I have a reel on this on my page if you wanted to check it out. This is another Zion sign pier. This is a CF100. This light I use for basically overhead. It's heavy. It probably weighs like 5 pounds. Again, hold that, turn it, and then the light should come on. There you go. It's bright as hell. This thing's really bright. kind of forget how to use it. So different options, kind of similar options as this one right here. I don't use it that much, so I kind of forget. There you go. So this goes down to 27. Goes up to 65. You can press this button up, turns it on max. It's a really, really bright light. It has this bounce, I don't know, reflector on it. And I just blinded myself, probably you as well. Sorry about that. This was another collab from Zion USA, and I ended up using this light. I don't use it every single time, but I do use it quite often if I want like a overhead light, and I want to light up an area larger than these lights will cover. So, and then this light right here, I'll move this up, bear with me. So this is another Ulanzi. Let me just turn this down, because this is the light that I don't use this for toy photography anymore. I basically just use it for doing videos. It is their panel. So you have this white, and then you can turn this, adjust it, and give you a different warmth. Now this is supposed to be either plug or battery, but first off, the plug, I have to have it like this because any movement of this thing, it just turns off, and the battery just never worked. I don't know. This was another Black Friday sale, and I just never ended up returning it. It works, but I have to keep it plugged in. It does not work on a battery for some reason. So, and then bear with me 1 minute. This is the last light I use. I use this quite often. This is another one that I use to light up for daylight sight shots, overhead light, God light, whatever you want to call it. So different options, remote controlled. You have different, from warmth, you get a nice moonlight, has like a blue hue, and then just the brighter light. Here's the options for that. Cold, warm, that's it. I keep saying brighter, it's the cold and then the warm. So warm and then cold. I kind of wish I paid attention to that in the beginning of this, but hopefully this was helpful. So this is on the stand. I had to buy the stand. While the light came with the stand broke. I don't know, it just was not that great. And then I ended up picking up this stand right here for it. I do want to get one of those honeycomb covers on this. I have to pick that up. So, and then bear with me one more time. Alrighty, that's it. Those are all my lights. I have more than I need, but I end up using all of them somehow. In all honesty, you probably only need a couple of lights, and then you could do your light painting for your pictures. Maybe 4 lights, I don't know. It's funny, I have all these lights, but quite often I end up using just one in a lot of my pictures. Like that one that I just was looking at now, that was the only light that I did for a photo shoot tonight. So probably 90% of the time I am only using one light in my pictures. I am trying to use multiple lights more often. So those are all my lights. And now for the giveaway. This is going to be what is the giveaway. US only. Shipping is just getting ridiculous. So sorry. for anybody outside the US. This is only going to be in the US. I'm thinking right now, I think we're close to 600 subscribers. I don't know. I'll probably just do the giveaway. I'm not sure. I'd like to get more subscribers, but if you are interested in winning this light, and we don't get that many comments on the pictures, on the videos rather, so you have a good chance of getting it. Just leave a comment, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and I will pick the winner in a couple of weeks. So again, hope this was helpful. Hope you enjoyed. This is something different that we're looking to do on the channel. Light, then we're going to do lighting, other gear, Photoshop edits, cameras, settings, stuff like that. But these are all stuff that we'll be doing for toy photography on the channel. So hopefully you subscribe and you can look forward to those. Thank you again for watching. Catch you on the next one.